Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee and I'm so glad you're here. And I hope you all had the most wonderful holiday ever. A Merry Christmas. We got work to do. My freezer meals in my freezer are getting very low because we were so busy during Christmas. It was wonderful. I just pop it in the oven and it was done, or put it in my slow cooker and we went shopping. I come home, served up dinner with a little bit of rice. Oh, it was wonderful. We had a lot of the chicken freezer meals because we love chicken. Anyway, we are going to do, there's quite a few things that I ran out of in my freezer that were, prepped for ahead. And burritos is one of them. My daughter's the one, her family likes the breakfast burritos. We're not that big on breakfast burritos, but we love the bean, beef, and rice burritos that I put together. So we're going to do some of them. And we got a good recipe for that. It's one I always use. So I got that here. And then we're going to do Italian meatballs. Because with the Italian meatballs, I can do stroganoff, I can do just meatballs in sauce over pasta, spaghetti and meatballs. I like to take meatballs and bake them with potatoes, roast them with potatoes in the oven. So when we do our meatballs, friends, we are going to do them uncooked. I'm going to freeze them uncooked. However, you'll be able to freeze them cooked. I'll show you that when I get to that point. And then, because I found a beautiful sale on pork loin, I haven't been able to find pork loin, and I love the pork loin chops. I bread them up and put them in the freezer, and they're so easy to use for a weeknight meal. But I could never find them under, $2.60 a pound. And that's just not in our budget. No, I'm not paying $2.60 a pound for pork. However, I found a beautiful pork loin for $1.99 a pound. And I snatched that one up. So we're going to slice that up because it's still whole. We're going to slice that up and we're going to make, not bake, we're going to freeze them unbaked, but we're going to do breaded pork chops. And that's a really good recipe that I have too. So those are the three things. Those are going to keep me busy for a good portion of the day, putting all this together. So you'll get a good idea on a few little meal preps for your freezer. And it's stuff you can make all kinds of different meals with. So friends, I'll meet you at the stove. Let's get busy. Okay, friends. Because this has to cool once it's completely cooked before I can roll them, because I don't want my burritos soggy because I'm going to freeze them. So we'll get this going and let this cool while we move on to the meatballs. Okay, I'm going to turn my stove on. Now that's fairly lean. So I don't think I'll have to drain much of it, if any. But I am going to do a few onions in here. Oh, for that 2 pounds of meat, that's a little more than 2 pounds of meat. That's 2.5 pounds of meat. So maybe I should put just a little more in there with it. This will be good. So we're just going to break that up. And we're going to let that cook. And then we'll get going on our meatballs while we're cooking this. I don't want to add, I'm going to add taco seasoning to this, but I'm going to wait until I know if I need to drain it or not. It's 85-15, so I don't think I'm going to have to drain at all. And if so, it might be just enough to where I can run a paper towel through it. But we're going to let that cook off there. And then when I know how much grease is going to be in here, then I'll add the taco seasoning. So let's get busy while this is cooking with our meatballs. Okay, friends, so with my meatballs, now we're going to do Italian meatballs. I'm going to do 1 cup of Panko Crumbs. Okay? And we're also going to let that soak with a cup of milk. Don't forget this step, because when you do this, it will assure that your meatballs it adds moisture to them, and it will make sure that they stay nice and juicy and tender. So we're just going to mix those up. We're going to let those soak for 5 minutes. While those are soaking, we'll get the rest of this going. Okay, we're going to get our meat all put in here. And I got all these recipes that I'm going to do are for a single batch, but of course I'm doubling mine. I've got 2 pounds of meat and 2 pounds of ground pork sauce, or ground pork. You can use pork sausage, anything you want. I'm just using pork. You don't even have to use pork. You can use extra beef. You can use all beef. There we go. All right, I'm going to need a bigger bowl. I can already tell you that. I should have automatically put it in my bigger bowl. Now, we have got our burger, our hamburger, and our sausage in here. So now we're going to do our breadcrumbs. And they soaked for probably 10 minutes. Okay. We're going to crack our eggs in here. We're going to put about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in there. And we're going to do a good hefty tablespoon of parsley. And we're also going to do just a pinch of the red pepper flakes in here. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I'm just going to get in here and I'm going to get my hands dirty and mix this up. And I don't want to forget my salt and pepper. There we go. Now we can get in here and get our hands dirty. I want this mixed together really good. Okay, friends, I forgot to saute my onions and garlic, so we need to do that to get that into our meatballs. So I'm going to turn my burner on. I'm going to do a little bit of olive oil. Just about a tablespoon. I've got frozen onions here. All right. And I'm also going to do garlic. It's about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, or you can cut fresh. All right, I'm just going to use this one. We're just going to let these cook down. These are going to take about 10 minutes. Then we can get it into our meatball mixture, and then it will be complete. Okay, there goes our onions. Beautiful. Let me mix them around in here. Don't want to reach in there with them hot onions. Oh, they smell wonderful. Okay, I didn't forget anything in here. I got everything. So now, they're all mixed in pretty good. This is beautiful. You can use these meatballs. You can cook them ahead of time, yes. You would cook these, you would bake them at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. If you want them a little bit browner, you would just broil them for about 5 minutes or so, and then bake them for the 20 minutes, and they'll be wonderful. We like these with Swedish meatballs, and we like them with potatoes, roasted with potatoes. Okay, you want about the size of a golf ball. So I'm going to do just a little bit larger of a meatball. I got an ice cream scoop here. These are going to be a little bigger, and that's okay. That's how we like them. You can make them mini if you want. Kind of pack them together pretty good. Beautiful. And this way they're all the same size. Nice. I will show this to you. They're perfect size. This one's a little big. I'm going to redo that one. That's all you do. This is wonderful. These are some nice, beautiful sized meatballs. And because we soaked the breadcrumbs, they will be juicy, they will be tender. Okay, you got the idea of how I'm doing this. So I'm going to get all these done. And then I'm going to get mine in the freezer, because I'm not baking mine first. And I'm going to let them freeze solid, and then I'll transfer them to a freezer bag. And that way I can take out as many or as few as I want for a meal. If they start getting, mine aren't very sticky, but if they start getting real sticky on your hands, you can absolutely just wet your fingers down. Okay, friends, my meatballs are all done. They are going in the freezer. I'm going to flash freeze them. Then I can package them in Ziploc bags, and they won't break apart. At this point, you can cook these, and you would bake these at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And like I said before, if you want them a little crispy, then you can broil them for about 5 to 8 minutes before you bake them. But these are going in the freezer because then we're going to get ready for our burritos. Okay, friends, I didn't have to drain this at all. So I want to put, because I got 2.5 pounds of meat in here, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of my taco seasoning in there. And then to that, I'm going to add water, because I have really no juice in here. This is real lean meat. That way it'll get all mixed in together real good. Beautiful. Let me put another 1/4 cup of water in here. Let me turn this down. I still got a couple little pink spots of meat in here, so we want this. I got it on low, on my lowest setting. So we'll let that flavor mix and mingle together. I'm also going to do a little bit of salt in here. Not too much, about a teaspoon. Well, maybe a little bit of pepper there. That taco seasoning is going to be good. But I'm also going to put a pinch of pepper flakes in there, and that's it. And that will be wonderful. In fact, I'm just going to shut this off. And I'm going to put it on the back of the stove to cool. And then we can put our burritos together. Okay, friends. we're going to get started with our burritos. And I'm putting all my burger in this bowl because I don't layer stuff like most people do, or like some people do. I put mine all in a bowl, I mix it all together, and then I load my tortillas. And the only reason why I do that is because I don't want to bite into a burrito and get a mouthful of just rice or just meat. I want it all together. So that's what we're going to do. But first, before I do that, I'm going to put cumin in here because I did forget to add it when it was cooking. And if you forget, just throw it in there if you got it. So I put a couple teaspoons of cumin in there. Beautiful. Okay, we got 2 cans of black beans. I am doubling this. All my recipes are doubled. That's automatic. So you automatically know that. And I will put the recipe for the single batch in the description box. Okay. Also, I'm going to add corn. And I got 1 can of corn plus a little leftover corn from last night's dinner. So it's perfectly fine. It's going to get used. It's not going to waste. So see that so far? Beautiful. This is going to be wonderful. Okay. Now here I've got 6 cups of cooked rice. That is going in there too. And we're just going to mix all this together. And I do my rice like I always do. I just bake it in the oven. And I always add a little bit of vinegar to it. And it's about 1 to 2 teaspoons of vinegar per cup of water. I just use 1 and it works perfect. And no, you don't taste the vinegar. So these are going to be wonderful. Now, if you're going to make these for dinner tonight, you're going to make some for dinner tonight, say, you could put a jar of salsa in there and they'd be wonderful. But I don't want to put a jar of salsa in here to put them in the freezer. I just like them just like this because then I'll add my salsa, my sour cream, my avocado, whatever it is I want to add on the top of it. Or I'll open it up and add more to it. All right, those are ready. So this, friends, is what we're going to do. We've got our tortillas here. I've got my ice cream scoop. Okay. I'm going to do 2 scoops. And then I'm going to put a little cheese on them. Beautiful. Pat them down a little because these are going to be hefty. Tuck in the corners down there and roll it up. And there's a beautiful burrito. I'll do a couple more. This one is cracked. Look, you can't use that one. All right. Just level scoops, 2 level scoops. And a nice fingerful of cheese. Tuck these all in. And there we go. Beautiful burritos. That one, they must have cut the package when they opened the box and I didn't notice that. This one's okay. All right, I'll do 1 more. And then we'll make a couple of these in the air fryer for Mr. and I for our lunch. Wonderful. Just roll them up nice and tight. There you go. Beautiful burrito. All right, I'm going to get these all rolled up. Then I'll show you how many I got. Okay, friends, I've been just wrapping away at these. Getting them all wrapped up. I got quite a few. I think I got about 24 of them. And I just roll them up in the plastic wrap. Nothing fancy. Fold them down and they're wrapped. You can wrap them in aluminum foil if you so choose, but I don't. I just put them in the plastic wrap and then I put them together in a Ziploc bag. And that way I can take as many or as few out as I want. Some people don't even wrap them. Some people just put them in a Ziploc bag and they're good to go. But I wrap mine. I got more than normal because I thought I had the large tortillas, but I didn't. I had one package of large and the other one were a smaller size. So I wound up with about 24 of these burritos, which is absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to label these up and I'm going to go put these in my freezer because these are a wonderful addition. I just write on there beef, bean, and rice burritos. Beef, bean, and rice burrito. And then the date, 12/24. That's it. Okay, friends. The last thing we got to do is I got to take and cut up my beautiful whole pork loin into nice chops, and then we're going to bread them and get them ready for the freezer. But before I cut them up, I want to get all this ready first and just set aside. Okay? So in one bowl, you're going to need Panko Crumbs. And then we're going to do cornflake crumbs. To that, we're going to add Parmesan cheese. You're going to add paprika to this. And we're going to add garlic. That was onion powder. This is garlic powder. And then we're going to do chili powder. We're going to do salt and pepper. All right, we're just going to mix that up real good. It looks like a lot, and it is a lot because I've got a lot of pork chops to do. So nice. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now we're going to crack 2 of our eggs. Make a mess out of them. And then we're just going to beat these real good. I'm probably going to need 2 more eggs because I am making a bunch. So I'll just go ahead and save myself some time and do the 2 eggs in here because I know we're going to need them. We beat them up real good. All right, and we'll set that aside. Okay, friends, look at this thing. It was enormous. I did cut it in half, but we're just going to start cutting these into some beautiful, I like them a little thicker, about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. I like that. $1.99 a pound. I cannot believe the price of stuff. It's almost scary. It definitely makes you want to grow more, and if you're able to, raise more of your meats. Because this is scary with all this expense. But I'll tell you what, I got these on sale and that was fantastic. That was a good sale I had. Okay, friends, you got the idea on how to slice these beautifully. You can even take a bigger chunk at the end and make it into a roast, but I'm not. I'm slicing it all up because we enjoy the chops more than the roast. So I'm going to get this other one done, and then we'll get breading these. Okay, friends, you can see all these beautiful cut up pork chops that I have. They are gorgeous. Absolutely. All right, we're going to start dredging these. I'm going to start with this one right here. And once I get them all breaded, then I will go ahead and I will give them a good wrap. But I want them breaded real good. And you want to pat it on there as well, because you want them breaded nicely. Okay? Pat it in there. I'm just going to keep on going with this until I have them all breaded. These are gorgeous. Just get them all patted in there and pat it into it. Beautiful. These will be good in the air fryer too. All right, you got the idea of how I dredge these. Okay? Just make sure you pat them real good so they're all good and covered with that breading. They'll be beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get this finished up and then I'll bring it back and I'll show you how easy it is to package these. And this, you can buy pre-breaded pork chops in the store, but you're going to pay an arm and a leg for them. And at least this way, you know what's in them, you made them, and they're cheaper. All right, friends, just take a look at my big, beautiful breaded pork chops. Tons of them. Now, a lot of you will probably go ahead and flash freeze these on a tray and then pack them, you know, with bigger families, 4 or 6. Well, we're not doing that. Even though we got a big family, they don't all live with us, but we are going to pack these separate. And I'll tell you why. Because there's sometimes that John might want one thing for dinner and I don't want it. Like, I'm not big on steak, but I'll eat one of these pork chops. So I don't want to cook a whole package of them just to have one. So I'm wrapping them individually. And then what I'll do, and this is a good thing if you're like 1 or 2 people. I already wrapped one. I'll just wrap them and I'll stack them right in there. Perfect. Yes, it's a little tedious, but that's all right. Look at how gorgeous those are. Beautiful. And that's done. Wrapped up nice, huh? Did they see you, mister? That way, if you want pork chops and I want a piece of chicken, we can make 2 different meals if we want. And it's not gonna cause any trouble. Look at there. Nice. These wrap up beautifully. And they'll freeze in there flat and they'll be nice. All right, you guys got the idea. So I'm going to finish wrapping all my pork chops. And then I believe we are all done. I'll have to see if my meatballs are frozen. And then I can get those packaged up. And then we can go over what we did today. See how nice that's going to be in a bag? You can just reach in there and grab 1 or 2, or I guess if you got company, undo all of them, but that's all right. Works perfect. Okay, friends. These are all packaged up beautifully. I did package some of them in 2s, but most of them are packaged in single ones, and it works out perfect. This is fantastic, friends, because you can pop one of these out, put it in your oven or your air fryer, we're going to cook one today in our air fryer for you and show you just how beautiful these turn out. But you can make a nice meal out of one of these. And, you know, if you've got company or you don't know how many people's coming, this is what's nice. You know, your kids are home, some are gone, so you don't have to unthaw an entire package and risk losing, you know, a leftover. They're all packaged individual, and it's beautiful. And, you know, if any of you have bought, like from Schwann's, their pork chops and their meats and their chicken breast, they're all individually wrapped. They might be in one big package, but they're all individually wrapped. And if you've ever noticed, if you've done that, it is convenient. So that, friends, is why I do this, because sheer convenience. Okay, friends, we were going to do burritos for you, but you know what? These breaded pork chops are divine. So we're going to do one of those. We're going to preheat our air fry 400, but we're not going to do 20 minutes. We're going to do 10. These will only have to cook about 5 minutes on each side in the air fryer, or until they reach 145. You cook them any longer than that, and it's going to be like eating a car tire. You know, you don't want a piece of dry meat. So this is going to take a few minutes to heat, and then we'll put this pork chop in the air fryer. Okay, it is beeping to add food. Look at my big basket. Okay, we're going to put this right in here. Beautiful. And there we go. It's going to go 5 minutes. We're going to flip it and cook 5 minutes more. All right, it is beeping to turn it. Ooh, that's looking wonderful. Now it's got to cook on that side for 5 more minutes, and we'll be ready to try it. Okay, friends. Ooh, look at that beauty. Mm-hmm. We're going to see the temperature. Okay. It's got to be 145. Okay. I'm going to get a hold of it. There it is. It's 150. So that is done, and that is beautiful, friends. We're going to slide this over. Oh, that is gorgeous. Take a look at that crispy pork chop. Mm-hmm. You smell the cornflakes. Smell the cornflakes? Mm-hmm. We did panko breadcrumbs and cornflakes. Wonderful. We're going to give this a try. Oh, look at that, how juicy that is. I don't want to burn you. But there you go. I'll try this one. We'll share the same fork. Oh, these are wonderful. Oh, they're crunchy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're good. Oh, they are. Mm-hmm. Hot. Those are seasoned beautifully, aren't they? Mm-hmm. You want to try another piece and then go enjoy the rest? Uh-huh. I think they're good, but I gotta cool mine off a little bit. I got asbestos fingers, but not an asbestos thumb. And burn it. You like those, don't you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. These would be good with a side salad. Oh, wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. Little ranch dressing and a side salad. They're good in the air fryer. They'd be good in the oven with baked potato. They're good. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can see the inside of that pork chop. It's beautiful and it's not dry. Wonderful. Here, mister. You take your sweet self and go enjoy that.
Thank you.
I know you'll like that. It's boneless, so you don't got to worry about no bones. We'll go over what we did. Well, okay, friends, we had a wonderful afternoon of prepping for my freezer. This is a beautiful addition to my freezer. I'm telling you, we're going to love these pork chops. I've got 30 pork chops. Well, 29 now because Mr. Wayna enjoyed one. They're wonderful tasting. We've got 38 meatballs that we put together, and those I can use in spaghetti. I can use in a marinara sauce. I can use them with gravy and pasta, Alfredo. I can use them for Swedish meatballs. They're wonderful. The sky's the limit. Or you can just bake them up and serve them with a salad with a little sauce on them. They're wonderful. Barbecued, beautiful. And we've got 24 burritos. Those are gorgeous and those are delicious too. And I like to do those in the air fryer. And when you put these in your air fryer, you're going to want to put it at about 375 for about 6 to 10 minutes. And that will give you that nice crunch on the outside of that burrito. And they're wonderful. You can use them for a wet burrito, pile on the toppings on top of them. Makes a beautiful meal. So there you have it, friends. I will put all the recipes for these in the description box below. I hope you give them all a try and start filling your freezer, especially when you can get the pork on sale. Anything on sale, your burger on sale, anything that you can get on sale. Get it and start prepping. I'll see you friends in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching.